Hello and welcome to my channel, You Are The One, where we talk all things law of assumption to help with your manifesting journey. And today and all this week we are talking about love, love, love. And in particular today we are talking about revising your first love story. If it was anything less than favorable, then it's a good idea to revise it. And in this video I'm going to share with you how to do that, so stick around. My name is Hedley and I am a qualified life coach and author, specializing in the law of assumption as originally taught by the great American mystic Neville Goddard. It is the stories that we tell that create our reality, so if you want to change any part of your reality, then you have to start by changing the story first. And if you want to create the most amazing reality, then it helps to know how to tell the most amazing stories and hold them long enough for your reality to catch up. If you would like support with this, I am available for one-to-one law of assumption coaching. I also have a free 21-day set yourself up with the ultimate self-concept course, and I am on Instagram. You'll find those details in the box below this video or at my website, youaretheone.com.au. Okay. Let's get into it. All right, today we are talking about love and revising your first love story. Now, I wanted to do this video because revision is so important. Now, I know I've done a lot of videos on revision before. If you're new to my channel, maybe you haven't seen them, but I am a big believer in revision. I have experienced the power of revision in my own life, and I want to get everyone on board with revision. So if you're not 100% up for revision, you don't like the sound of it, you're not really interested in it, please stay with me. Give it a little chance and just give it these next 10 minutes just to perhaps allow me to offer another way of doing the revision and why it's so important. So just stay with me. I know that revision is something that so many of us just go, I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to do that. I just want to create my future. But revision will help you to get that future that you are imagining. So let's go back to the beginning. Consciousness is the one and only reality. Reality is the reflection of consciousness. Now, when it comes to past and future, they are both just states of consciousness happening in your imagination. The past feels very real, however, because it's something we experienced in our 3D with our 5 senses. So therefore those memories or the sensations of those memories are really embedded because we experienced it through our 5 senses. However, it is a memory. It is only a memory. The 3D event of your past is dead, it's over, it's finished, never to be seen again. I know that's pretty full on. It's pretty dramatic, but it's true. Your past is only true in your imagination, and imagination is not fixed. Therefore, your past is not fixed, just like your future is not fixed, although we're much more able to accept that because we haven't experienced our future with our 5 senses. But past and future are just the same thing. They are just concepts of consciousness, and they occur in our imagination, and imagination is not fixed. Therefore, whatever is in imagination is not fixed. So your past is not fixed. Your future is not fixed. We knew that about the future, but we often don't really know that it's the same for the past. Your past is not fixed. The 3D event is over. That's not what we're changing. That's dead. It's finished. We're not changing that. We can't change that. It's over. It's dead. We'll never see it again. There's no way to access it. But the memory of the 3D event is very much alive and active and well. And if that memory of that event is unfavorable, that state of consciousness associated with that memory is still active in you. And because there is no time in consciousness, all states are happening now, that is still active and getting pushed out now. So if something triggers you in a specific area, and that memory is still active, that state of consciousness gets activated and it gets pushed out and reflected back in a circumstance. Maybe not in the exact one that you remember, but the same quality of that memory will occur again in another form. There'll be different characters, different faces, different names, but essentially the quality of that memory or that state of consciousness associated with that memory will get repeated over and over again until we change the state of consciousness that's producing it. And that all happens in imagination. That is where it all happens. I just want you all spending much more time in imagination because we have not given enough value to our imagination. We have discarded it. We have bypassed it. We have forgotten about it, even though it is creating, whether we're aware of it or not, because that's where all creation happens. But what we're doing is we're letting our reality inform imagination. And we want to flip things around so that imagination is informing reality. But in order to do that, we have to hold some false assumptions and we have to do a little bit of revision. And that's what we're going to do today. So when it comes to your love relationship, if you are envisioning this wonderful, loving, healthy, mutually beneficial, exclusive, or whatever it is that you're into, just joyful experience in love, and then you have memories that are in opposition to that future memory, let's call it, because that's what it is. So if you have a beautiful vision of your future, but you have these unfavorable memories in love, then guess which one is going to win out? It's the one which has the sensory experience embedded into it. So your past experiences of love, even though they're not real, you have experienced them with your 3D, those memories, and therefore they're really locked in to the subconscious because it's through the tones of reality that we give these images in our mind, which command the subconscious. We're not as proficient with giving our future memories these sensory anchor points, let's say, as we are with our past memories. So we tend to hold on to past memories a lot more than we do with future memories because we experience in the 3D with our 5 senses. So when it comes to your first love, or really any love, you can use this with any past relationship. If you've got this beautiful love relationship of what you would like to experience, but then you have memories that are in opposition to this future memory, meaning unfavorable relationships where everything kind of went toxic and there was a terrible breakup and all of that, and that's still active in memory, that is going to be the dominant story, the dominant assumption of love. That's what that memory is going to inform your assumptions of love, not the future one. Because you haven't experienced it with your 5 senses yet. If you're really good with giving your future memories the tones of reality, then this may not be the case for you. You can easily create future events and you don't have to do revision. You can just overlay the past with these new future visionings. But a lot of us have had these unfavorable experiences and we have the memories of them and we play them out and we actually don't break free of them, and then we don't end up getting what we want. I mean, it's all there, it's all in the ether, all creation is finished, but we want to marry up our assumptions with this new vision of love. Now, in order to do that, we've got to do a little revision on the past experiences of love if they are unfavorable, and this is super easy. Go back and start with your first love. If this was unfavorable, go back and you rewrite it to what you would have loved to have happened. And I'll give you an example. So my first crush, and this is what I've done, and I won't go into the old story because I've revised it and I'm only working with the new story now, is I revised this story so that he liked me back. So you can pretty much guess what the original story was. Not hard. But I revised this story and I revised the memories that I had of this person, and I was probably 8, I think, or maybe even a bit younger. I had this really long crush on this guy. So what I did was I went back to some of the memories that I had of that and I just rewrote them in my imagination to what I would have liked to have happened. This doesn't have to take a lot of time. It sounds like it takes a lot of time, but you're just like, this is one little memory that you have. You just rewrite that memory and you give your brain another option as to what happened. Remember, the brain doesn't know the difference between what it sees in the 3D and what it sees in imagination. It does not know the difference. They're all the same thing. They're all images. And whatever you see in the 3D, it gets processed through the brain. So the brain does not care whether you get an image from the 3D or you just conjure it up in your imagination. Does not matter. So if you have an unfavorable memory of love, and in particular your first love, go back and create a new memory of what you would have liked to have happened. Now, again, I want to stress, you're not changing the past event. The past event is dead, it's over, it's finished, does not exist, will never exist again. It's already happened. There's no way for you to access that 3D event. It's done. What is still active is the memory of that 3D event, and the state of consciousness associated with that memory is still very much active now. And that will be producing your reality. And it will often be in opposition to the memory that you're creating in your future, what you want to experience with love, because you experience it with your 5 senses. And that's what gives the command to the 3D. It's like when you give something the tones of reality, that sends a message to the subconscious, and that's what pushes it out and gets reflected back in the 3D. That's what solidifies our imaginings, is the sensory information that we're giving it. So when I'm working with a client, one of the things I do is I get them into their imagination and I have them using their 5 senses in imagination so that they can really get the tones of reality of this new story that they're creating, because it's super, super important to be really feeling that new image, whether it's a future or past event. If you're working in your imagination, The tones of reality will come through those five senses, but we are more well versed in activating those tones of reality in the 3D rather than in the imagination. And of course, when you practice using your five senses in imagination, you get better and better and better at it, and that's what we want to do. So what I want you to do is, if your first love was anything but favorable, go back and revise it to how you would have liked it to have been. Just play the memory out and just rewrite it to what you would have liked to have happened, and really feel it, like really activate those senses. And all you're doing now is you're just giving your brain an option. You're giving your awareness an option as to where to go to. And then that sets up new assumptions about love, that love is safe and that people that I like me back, or whatever it might be. And then that becomes supportive, those assumptions become supportive of this new vision in the future. Because if you have unrevised experiences with love, if you have toxic breakups or whatever it might be, and those memories are still active, they will be working in opposition to the future imaginings of love that you want to experience. Revision is so powerful. I cannot stress that enough. I hope that I have at least inspired you to give it a go. Please do give it a go and report back your success. Yeah, have fun with it. As always, please remember, you are the amazing creators of your reality. You are the superstar of your show. You are the producer, the writer, the director, and the actor in your movie. What you assume to be true will be so. So assume the best for you and assume the best for everyone in your movie too, and you will have an amazing life. And this is my wish, my vision, and my prayer for you and for me too. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and share. If you would like to subscribe to my channel, I would love to have you, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.